Alright guys, we are back and ready for game number 2. Not much time wasted there, so here we go. We got TteS Esports and Clan Milk once again. Of course, TteS Esports up 1-0 here. Once again, going to be joined by Lalonde. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. I can't wait to see game 2. Milk gave me a sad face in between the games, and I told him, "Cheer it, man. You got one more. You got 1 or 2 more games in you."
I would hope so. I mean, again, I'm not a fan of them conceding when they did. I do understand because it is game 1 of a best of 3. That in the end, I get it. Maybe they could have played it out a little bit longer, at least to see where it would go. But hey, they're moving on. That's good and everything. They did get pretty dominated there early on by Slicks. The rest of the team, you know, it seemed like they had their chances here and there. So, you know, we'll see maybe some differences here and there. I mean, we already see a couple differences actually. Monkey King and Tundra banned by TteS Esports, and then of course Pebbles and Jeraziah banned by Clan Milk. So right off the bat with the blind bans, they take care of those. So already Clan Milk making those adjustments in the best of 3 series.
Yeah, pretty much the same bans by Hellborn, but the respect bans by Legion.
Yeah. I mean, you agree with those? Does it make sense?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you get crushed by those heroes in the previous game, obviously you don't want them doing the same thing to you.
Yeah.
And Tundra is pretty much a guarantee ban all the time, and Monkey King, like I said, versus the team members.
Well, we see right here the locks, of course, starting. First lock was Moraxis, actually, by Clan Milk. And then Hammerstorm and Scout, once again, coming out from TteS Esports here. So I believe they also lock... I want to say TteS Esports actually locks these same heroes from the couple of games that we have casted them both yesterday and, of course, just today. It seems like those are the locks that they do. So, and again, talking to Kaiser yesterday when I had him on his co-caster, he made the point that there's 3 heroes that he locks every game. I don't know if it is a case of certain pickers and banners just doing that, just making that strategy legitimate of we're going to lock the same 3 heroes every game if possible or whatnot, but something tells me Slicks may be doing that. I mean, because it seems like every time they lock Scout at the very least, and I think Hammerstorm may actually be also one of those locks, but Glacius and Amphora here locked by Clan Milk as well, so far really Scout the only quote-unquote troll lock. We'll see if TteS Esports finishes off with another troll, or maybe finishes off strong, making some decisions. But yeah, I was making the point there while you were AFK real quickly that not only Scout, but I think Hammerstorm is also another hero that Slicks also likes to lock, like in all his games, at least from what we've casted. And I don't know if this is a strategy that captains are doing, where they lock 3 specific heroes every single game, or at least 2 out of the 3, no matter what, which I find interesting. But Aluna, the final lock. So this is actually a pretty solid locking pool here. Again, with Scout, probably not going to see Scout as a result of it, but we'll see.
Yeah, with about like roughly you could say 4 support heroes or 3 support heroes and like a semi-support.
And that initiator support, yeah.
Yeah, most likely that's where both teams are gonna get their support heroes from. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing like a jungler off the first pick or a carry.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I mean, the bans, obviously, starting here. Electrician, Magnus, Dark Lady, Ophelia. So far, now 2 more bans between the 2 teams. But yeah, you're right. I mean, 3 of the really go-to support heroes in that locking pool. So something tells me I'm not going to worry about getting support in the picking stage as a result of that. Parasite also banned here. So now 1 more ban. You know, you still got Tempest on the board as a very valuable jungle. Now Armadon loves to be banned. A lot of teams, you got your Magebane still out there. He was banned the first game. We'll see how TteS Esports decides to finish this when it's all said and done when it comes to their bans. But yeah, the banning stage here, again, nothing crazy, as we talked about last game as well.
There's the Tempest.
There's the Tempest, okay, so. No Le Jungle. He did get those nerfs on his elementals, but it doesn't seem like that's really phasing much for a lot of people, so. Still very dominant. Ooh, first pick of Thulufont there. It's been a while since we've seen him in it. I don't want to say that. I mean, we see him every now and then still, but he definitely has died off as being that really dominant first snap pick hero. But maybe that's because Moraxis has become more relevant in Armadon, but I don't know. Valkyrie and Polywog follow up here from TT Esports, so they get 2 heroes that they're very comfortable with. What do you make of that Cthulhu font first pick, though?
I'm not a big fan of first picking Cthulhu font. I think he's a good hero, but I don't think he's first pick worthy.
Yeah.
But I know Clan Milk likes to run like the Luna Cthulhu font lane or an Emphora Cthulhu font, so maybe that's what they're doing. I really like the Valkyrie pickup and the Polywog Priest this game, actually, because Valkyrie and Polywog Priest are both really good against Cthulhu font. So
Why is that?
The range separation, and Valkyrie can go Shield Breaker versus it and just kite him around.
Yeah.
And then the Polywog Priest is just good in general, put him mid and then get an early portal key, and start ganking like that, so...
Yep. Well, we'll see how Clan Milk finishes off here. Again, you mentioned they do have the first pick when it comes to the locks, so... You talked about Nymphora. They can be pretty comfortable that they can get that they will get Nymphora if that's what they choose. But yeah, Witchslayer, Magebane to finish off.
Magebane pickers.
Those damn Magebane pickers over here. Now this, I would think that TT is going to finish up. No, again, they might just rely on Valkyrie being their carry and go with much more of an aggressive. Okay, yeah, they're going to go with Engineer here. So unless now they are known to play a Hammerstorm style of carry, so I guess not to take away too much from it, or they. I guess what I'm throwing out there is that there's a chance that they could pick up Scout with one of their 2 final picks here for the Locket Field. Probably not, but I'm just saying. There's always a chance. Aluna going to be the first to pick here, so they do not go with the Nymphora. They go with the Aluna. This leaves options open here. There you go. There you go. Yes, you did it. All right. We'll see if that swap to Slicks. I know he's the one that tends to play the Scout for the team. Out of the 2 games that I've seen him play, I think. Maybe not, actually. WTF possibly going to play here, it looks like. So, Slicks, of course, on Hammerstorm. I guess you got to do that. And Waitalaba on Valkyrie. Now, we saw a game yesterday. He actually played a fantastic Valkyrie. It was more of a support style, but he landed some very nice arrows. So, he knows what he's doing when it comes to that hero. At least he proved yesterday from the 1 game that we saw. So, but that is a little bit different. But, yeah. Damn Scout pickers over here. Now, what do you make of Scout? I mean, TT Esports, they have picked him up a couple times lately.
I think the hero's fine, and I think with the silence, it's really good against Magebane.
Yeah.
So, I'm perfectly fine with the Scout pick.
That's very true. Silence, definitely one of the strong abilities to have against a hero like Magebane, so that will bring it to the table. Yeah, and they built a fantastic team around that Scout too. It's just a very aggressive team that can keep action going while Scout sits back and farms, if anything. So, yeah, I like this team over here from TT Esports and how they finished off. So, big fan of the way that they picked. We'll see how it works out. They actually got to play it out now, of course. As far as Clan Milk goes, are we going to see Cookies as a solo Witchslayer? Looks like. We got Aluna and Cthulhu Font going bottom. No, Tri-Lane? Really? Cthulhu Font, Aluna, Glacius, and then Magebane solo top. Huh.
Maybe they have some insight on how TT Esports lanes because you could see Scout going top as well.
Yeah.
Solo.
I think that's very likely the case. As I mentioned, you know, TT Esports has run Scout not only in matches, but I'm sure in scrims and whatnot lately. And I wouldn't be surprised if Clan Milk scrims against them every now and then. So maybe there is a little bit of insight, as you put it, of them knowing how. What do you think about a Magebane Scout matchup? I mean, is that any advantage either place? Or ooh, we got a little bit of action here at the bottom side actually. Real quickly, we got arrows being canceled, but doesn't look like too much is going to come of this as the ward's going to be placed right there. But yeah, so what do you make of Scout versus Magebane matchup?
I think it's just going to come down to glass hitting wars, and once Magebane hits level 3, he's just going to right-click Scout a few times so he can't have much mana to do much.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just going to be a farm fest. I don't think either of them can kill each other as long as they don't mess up or get ganked. So. Well,
yeah, I think that's the big thing. Yeah, as long as no ganks happen. As long as no ganks happen, I don't see much kills coming out from this top lane. Glacius actually in a little bit of trouble. The Cthulhu missed his trample, it looks like, and that could be the changing point right here. Glacius will end up falling. Hammerstorm dropping quickly, though, too. One more auto attack should do it, but the arrow in the face of Aluna, stalling him in the distracts. The trample goes out. There's a final auto attack from Aluna, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 at least so far. They are still chasing Aluna. Good hero blocking from Cthulhu, but it may not be enough in the end. The Keg didn't miss. A great little move right there from Cakes, and it will be enough for him to get away. Now, in fact, Valkyrie taking a little bit of damage right there, but of course not nearly enough mana on Cthulhu Font for a trample, so not gonna happen. But wow, oh wow, what a start we had right there. Already 1-1, and the horn was just blowing, so this is a good thing about try versus try, man. I mean, it promotes a lot of kills and a lot of action, so. And both sides, it's not like a hard carry try lane. I mean, both sides are very aggressive try lane, so expect a lot of entertainment down here, Lavant.
I'm looking forward to it. I always love the triple stun try lanes because you know they're going to go for kills early on instead of just like the double support, the hard carry, where they just sit back and make sure like Mage Main or someone gets a lot of farm.
Yeah. Do you think either side has an advantage, or is it just really who gets the better jump?
It's hard to tell right now. I mean, once it's going to happen once Poly hits 6, and which they hit 6, it's going to come down to who does the roaming better. It's going to come down to the who doesn't stack stuns bottom.
Yeah.
Who knows when to initiate.
Oh, Valkyrie is going to fall right there. Of course, she didn't go her leap. She still is a level 1, so not able to get away right there. Ends up dying, but again, so much action. Hammerstorm will fall as well as he got collapsed on. And Calatius able to sneak away. So right there, Clan Milk, 2 kills for nothing. And making it work. Very good initiation for Cthulhu Font with that trample. And obviously between that Tundra Blast and Power Throw burst damage coming out, definitely you can say the difference maker. So it seems like Clan Milk having a good advantage. Cakes, by the way, getting all 3 of those kills just so happens playing that Aluna. So good start for her here. I'm guessing she has boots already. Oh, no, she didn't buy boots. What did she buy, actually? It's being delivered, it looks like. Ring a Teacher. Okay, that makes sense. Ring a Teacher and some regen, so. Yeah, Clan Milk. Now, we'll say Hammerstorm is very nice for setting up arrows for Valkyrie. So, if they can get either Glacius or Aluna caught out in a bad position, then that's where they'll capitalize. But you got to give credit to both Glacius and Aluna with that said. I mean, they've been positioning themselves very passive, very defensive, while Cthulhu Font sits in the front lines knowing that, you know.
Being that tank he
exactly. He's just fine if they jump on him, so. Yeah, but a lot of action again continuing down here. But there are other lanes, believe it or not. We talked about the Scout versus Mage Main a little bit. Polywog Priest versus Witchslayer. And so far, we have Witchslayer 10-5 compared to a 14-5 Polywog Priest, Leon Black against Cookies. So Polywog Priest slight advantage. Any surprises there?
Not really. I expect, believe it or not, I expect Witchslayer to kill Polywog Priest at level 6 as long as he hits level 6 before Polywog Priest.
Yeah.
It's pretty much going to come down to who hits level 6 first.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point. Galvanize going to be used, but not going to be enough for Hammerstorm right there. Trying to get away. Aluna may get turned around, or may not. Trample going to come out, and Engineer actually in a lot of trouble. Power Throw to snipe him down, and Clan Milk is dominating this bottom lane right now. Wow. 4-0-1 Aluna. We have 5 hero kills to 1, all happening at this bottom lane, of course. As again, that's what we expect in this try versus try. When it comes down to it, you see Mage Bane going at it with Scout here. They're going battle for battle with right-click auto attacks, but of course Mage Bane burning all the mana of Scout, and that can be an issue. You know, we can't use his Vanish for either last hitting or harassment or even getaway purposes, but it seems like they are just having a fun time going back and forth, and even WTF going in right there and kind of poking at him a little bit. So you got the top matchup. Speaking of that, 16-4 Scout, 19-3 Mage Bane. So Mage Bane slightly lead in the creep score, but it does seem like it's pretty back and forth for the most part between the two here. By the way, obviously a Life 2 picked up on both. Do you see either one going a Helm of the Black Legion here for the first item, or is it going to be a Rune Cleaver?
I assume both of them are going to go Rune Cleaver first. They're not really in any pressure. And even if they both get Helm of the Black Legion, Polywog Priest and Witchslayer can still kill them.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah, those level 6s you mentioned earlier, I mean, those are going to be really important for Witchslayer and Polywog Priest, both level 5, of course. So Invisible Valkyrie, by the way, I thought action was happening, but on the mini-map. But no, she's sitting on top of them with that invisibility rune, waiting for that opportunity. There we go. We may have had it right there. Trample going to come out. There's the arrow in the face. The kick pushes them away, though. So a very defensive kick right there, if anything. He comes in with the current. But what was Engineer thinking right there? Running up to throw up the turret while his teammates were running away. Oh, miscommunication big time coming out from TT Esports as Riser just kind of sacrifices himself right there. So, man, I know that we expected a lot of action down here, but I don't know if we expected it to be this one-sided, especially for Clan Milk side.
Well, that was also really good positioning by Milkfat, getting in front of Riser after that, so he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Milkfat is known to play these really beefy guys for the team. I mean, he plays Moraxis, Kraken, Cthulhu Font. He's comfortable with the fat asses, apparently. The heroes. Don't think too much into that.
Oh, Reiki. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Cthulhu Fun. With the Steam Boots actually finished already. Speaking of that, ooh, Polywalk Priest actually going down. And we mentioned those level 6s. Unfortunately, missing that action there. Oh, the arrow's going to miss as well on a Witch Slayer. That could have been a kill, but barely missing him. So I missed the action, but I can get an idea of what happened right there. Ward Trap attempt turned around into a Graveyard Silver Bullet, and Polywalk Priest went down. So, as you mentioned, those level 6 is very important, and sure enough, it turns out to work for Witch Slayer. So that's big news for Clan Milk once again, and man, I mean, it's 7-1 hero kills. This is continuing to look like a very good start here for Clan Milk. Although Witch Slayer, oh, the keg stun gonna miss right there. Riser thought he was going one way, he goes the other. Now I will say those keg stuns. Do you think is one of the harder stuns to land in the game?
Yeah, definitely one of the harder stuns in the game. It's easy to dodge if you don't have delay. So
yeah.
If I was Clan Milk right now, I would be stacking the jungle. I mean, they won bottom lane. It's obvious. TteS Sports has to start moving around the map. There's no point for them to keep going bottom and feeding them.
Yeah.
So I would start stacking the jungle and be prepared for Mage Bane or Cthulhu Font with the Luna's help to clear the jungle, which is what Creams is doing. So they're playing it very well.
We see, again, though, they're really interested in ganking this Witch Slayer. Here we go. Once again, there's the arrow on top of the Hammerstorm stun. The keg's not going to be as no ports coming in from the Legion team. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I mean, maybe they just didn't have it. I'm looking around, and sure enough, none of them have any, so that's the obvious reason. But
and even if they ported, most likely Cookies was still dying because there was 4 heroes.
Well,
so.
Counter kills, though, man. I mean, even if he does die. Because they dove that tower pretty heavily. But yeah, it doesn't matter, though. They didn't have any stones, so... we are going to see some tower pressure here in the process. But Cookies, yeah, he really stood no chance of surviving that one. I mean, when a team sends 4 heroes to gank you in the middle lane, that's some respect right there. And you can't expect to survive most of the time. So not much they could have done about that. But again, this does free up even more time for Milkfat at this bottom lane to just have some free farm. He's now leading, or continuing to lead the way, I should say, at 321 gold per minute currently. As, again, Steam Boots finished, and I'm sure Helm of the Black Legion is very likely going to be on the way in the near future. Scout and Mage Bane, where do they stand currently?
I think Scout is beating him?
Scout, yep. 40. Ooh, nice blink right there from Moravis. Great reaction on his part, blinking away from the Hammerstorm stun. So he does not get ganked. You see, Engineer also over here, but without Hammerstorm stun, not going to happen, so... Polywalk Priest goes down in the middle lane. Again, the Silver Bullet Graveyard combination. Looks like some assistance from Aluna as well helping out right there. So, but they are going to go for another gank on him. Mage Bane, again, Hammerstorm stun. Not going to be used, and he will blink away and be fine. So, but yeah, as we were talking about, Mage Bane 40 and 7, 45 and 13 Scout. So Scout continuing to lead the way in that sense. Neither one upgrading anything just yet. They both are sitting on... Well, Ghost Marches actually for Scout. Well, Red Boots for Mage Bane here, so... Still not 100% certain on if they're going for that Rune Cleaver or not, but again, that's what we kind of expect here for these two. I did see a Grave Locket pick up. I'm not sure who got it. Oh, it looks like Witch Slayer got it. What do you think of Grave Locket? That became open for tournament play recently. I
really like the item. I mean, it gives really good stats for such a cheap amount of cost.
Yeah. The reduction in cooldown, I mean, that's huge. It's just such a great item for just support in general.
And it's really cheap.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's a Talisman of the Exile, and, you know, most of those ward bitches, if not all, are going to be those type of heroes that will love to get a Talisman of the Exile, so that's a big part of it, the build-up's great, so, yeah, very cheap. I'm sure we'll see it, you know, really every game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just one of those items. Hammerstorm turning things around, though, here at the top lane after the trample stun missed, and Calacius will fall, so a big miss right there. They will get the kill on Hammerstorm, though, when it's all said and done, but now Aluna and Cthulhu Font, they're the ones in a little bit odd position. Nice deja vu right there by Aluna as she ports away. Trample again missing, but really doesn't matter in the end. It's a great getaway now in the middle lane. Polywalk Priest gets his revenge. It takes a double damage ring and a ward trap, but he got it anyways. And so I'm sure he had a little smirk on his face after that one. As he's also going to push the tower even a bit right here, and I don't think they have invulnerability, so this tower is going to fall. And that works out very well for Leon Black, actually. So very good push from him right there.
It's been coming down to whose ult's off cooldown first. Every time they go middle between Witch Slayer and Polywalk Priest.
Yeah. That's, again, those 6s, those ultimates, the big abilities, and just so happened, obviously, cooldown for Witchslayer wasn't able to turn things around right there. So, but yeah, that was, again, aggressive play here from our Legion team at this top side, especially from Cthulhu. He's taking advantage of the early farm that he has and being that brute force that he can be, of course. As, again, Helm of the Black Legion, it's actually very close now to being finished for this Cthulhu. So that's the big key item to get for him. Grouping up, though, in the middle lane from TteS Esports a little bit here. Engineer, Polywalk, and Valkyrie all going to maybe apply some pressure here, but doesn't look like too much. So the GPM chart looking fairly even right now, but Scout does have that advantage over Magebane. Do you think that's the biggest difference here?
Yeah, then that's actually a really huge difference too, especially if Scout gets... The earlier the Scout gets his Rune Cleaver, the worse it is for Clan Milk.
Yeah, that could be dangerous for Clan Milk, as we see. Oh, Scout taking a little bit of damage there, but not going to happen. But yeah, he goes to Sustainer, so pretty obvious now that the Rune Cleaver is going to be that first item choice. Wouldn't think Nullstone, that would just be derp. Magebane, though, he does choose to go Steam Boots first, so we're still waiting to get confirmation on what exactly he is going to go for. But he's farming the bottom lane now. He's had enough of that Scout up there. And getting, I guess now that we're 12 minutes into the game, obviously a lot more roaming going on. So wants to be safe. And going to farm the bottom lane instead, where he's safe and cozy. A Scout also doing the same thing at the top side, but he does have this big elephant in the way in Cthulhu that's making things a little bit more difficult for him. So he has to keep that in mind, as a Luna is also nearby. So it kind of seems like we're back to a little bit more of a static farming phase, as we're now 12.5 minutes in here. Not too surprising. Again, both teams do have that true hard carry and Scout and Magebane. Kind of can expect this. Hammerstorm being played by Slicks. How's he been doing, by the way? Not too good.
Doing pretty bad.
Not too
Actually, going back and thinking about it, I think that TteS Esports should have just suicided the Valkyrie and put the Engineer and the Hammers from top with Scout, because then that would have given TteS Esports full free farm on Scout, and it would have forced Clan Milk to switch lanes, or else their Magebane would have got no farm. And it's better for Magebane to have farm than, like, let's say, a Cthulhu font for them.
Yeah.
So I would say it was mishaps in their laning, now that I think about it, from TteS Esports, because they could have forced Clan Milk to just change lanes without having to keep beating them bottom.
Yeah. Nice combination right there, but it's not going to be enough for the kill, and Scout may actually need to be careful but get turned around on. Looks like he is going to be fine, as actually Polywalk pre-steps in, the War Track comes out, and Cthulhu no trample for 3 seconds, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Turning this around, though, as Magebane joins the party. Cthulhu that trample on the last second, gets the kill, but dies right after because of those wards. But he got the kill first, that's what really matters. Magebane applying a little bit of pressure to Scout right there, but of course he's invisible, but he comes out right there because of no mana, and Witchslayer chops it with the Hex, and down goes Scout, so big misplay by WTF right there. Unfortunate. I guess he just roll the silver bullet as the leap happens. You ain't disjointing that bitch. And down she goes. So, man, WTF. I don't know if that was a case of him not realizing he had enough mana or whatnot, but he got caught out in a horrible spot right there.
Yeah, that was a complete misplay by him. He wasn't going to do anything anyways, even if he had like a little bit of mana.
Yeah. Well, unfortunate for TteS Esports, but again, more good news. Now, I will say, for having a 12-5 hero kill lead, and it seems like that Legion team has been pretty dominant for most of this game, the golden experience, it's an advantage for Clan Milk. Sure, 3,000, 3,400, but it's not like as much as maybe I would expect. It seems like TteS Esports is still have a pretty solid chance here.
Oh yeah, of course they do. They have Scout, who's just going to have a... I would say he has his Rune Cleaver within the 18 to 19 minute mark.
Yeah. And
Magebane will... If Magebane goes the Rune Cleaver...
Ooh, Magebane may be dying right here. Yes, he is going to. Oh no! Oh. He blinks away. Oh man. That is that Iron Buckler saving the day right there. Man. Well, that keeps things alive here, but as you were saying, though,
yeah, if Magebane goes, the thing is, Magebane has many things he can go. I know sometimes Magebane goes first item Nullstone, sometimes it goes the Helm Black Legion, sometimes it goes Rune Cleaver. Like, there's many things he can go first with the Sustainer, but Scout, for the most part, always goes Rune Cleaver first.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
let's see what Moravius decides to get.
Yeah, obviously surviving right there, making a little bit safer for him. They tried to gank, I believe that was Witchslayer right there, but that's the thing with the Scout Ward. It's a very powerful for silencing, but it doesn't slow or anything. He doesn't have any slow style of ability other than his ultimate, but when he jumps people out of that, he's relying on these stuns. And we've seen it a couple times now where he gets a keg stun, but all of a sudden the opposition starts running away, and they're able to get away. So those wards, by the way, that's another advantage of those wards, as you see right there. But actually counter wards as well, of course. Having the true sight, so taking out a Ward of Revelation having to be placed down. So, and on that note, too, I mean, they are pushing the top tower here, and they're going to get it, but that's also something else to start keeping in mind as this game especially progresses now here for our Legion team. It's one thing, make sure you have at least dust, if not revs, on you at all times. And then two is it worth investing into a bound die as soon as possible, you think?
That's a hard question to answer, especially because Polywalk Priest can jump whoever has a bound eye at any moment in time. So if you decide to get the early bound eye, you have to be very cautious how you position yourself everywhere.
Yeah. So we'll see if that becomes a reality here for our Legion team. But now, dust or revs? I mean, again, kind of the similar question. What would you prefer against a Scout? Do you think either one has a advantage over the other?
Well, it's not only Scout; they have Valkyrie as well. I
True.
prefer the Revelation wards, especially because Valkyrie can initiate with his ultimate.
Yeah.
But to be honest, you should have a little bit of both.
Yeah. We'll see. Again, as this game progresses, I don't see any just currently, so... ooh, nice job at the bottom lane, actually taking out Valkyrie right there. Witchslayer and Cthulhu Font able to work together to get a kill, and now they're going to push this tower very likely. Speaking of... Okay, wow. Milkfed has 4,200 gold saved up. Did you notice that? Wow. I was like... I saw that he didn't have a Helm of the Black Legion, and I'm like, how much money does he have? And
yeah, he had about 2,000 gold earlier when you were like, he's going to get Helm Black Legion.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what he's deciding to get. Maybe a...
Is it a Mog?
I don't know, maybe a Mock? I don't know.
Yeah, middle lane. Good job killing Scout right there, by the way. Again, Witchslayer doing work. He didn't even use a silver bullet, so... and actually, Moravis on Magebank got the kill, so very good job for Clan Milk there. But, yeah, I think it has to be Mock at this rate. I mean, you don't pull up that much gold this early on for many items other than Mock or Brilliance, so... if it turns out to be a Mock, is that a effective choice, you think? I mean, there's a lot of portal keys, possibilities on the Soulborn side, and just in general, and it's a good item, so... Think it's the right choice?
It's okay. Oh, he did end up getting the Mock on Cthulhu Font.
Yeah. So, well, there goes. That answers the question, and now we know it's a certain, so... Huh.
I don't... the thing is, like... Don't get me wrong, I like, getting that early on, but... I don't know, that makes him more squishy. Like, he could have gotten a Helm of Black Legion and, let's say, a Bulwark or something.
Yeah.
And that would have made him tankier, allowed him to push more. But... I can't hate him for it. I mean, if I had that much money, to buy it, I would probably do it.
Yeah, maybe a lot of it... Again, though, I think you're right. That it's... In the end, I think it is just ultimate preference, of course. But he continues to be the top farm of the game. And when you have a Scout and a Magebane in the same game, I mean, that's not only impressive, but that's good. But
Magebane finishes Room Cleaver before Scout, which is really good for Clan Milk.
Yeah.
That means Magebane's going to get his farm. He's going to start farming ancient stacks and creep camps much earlier on than Scout.
Yeah, his farm is no doubt going to start going up there a lot quicker now. We do see our Hellborn team. They are doing a stacked Ancients currently, but Scout not a part of it. It's actually Engineer and Polywalk Priest trying to get some of their farm up. But speaking of Polywalk Priest, he does have his portal key now. He's had it for a little bit, I believe, so that is good news for TT Esports. But again, I think the big focus here is the Scout, of course, with that Rune Cleaver, and he's going to pull another creep stack right here. Going to get that one triple stacked, and he is very close to it. Just needs that second broadsword, and he'll have it. So about a minute or two later than Mageman, but still, it is significant enough to make a difference.
Look at Mageman already has a similar amount of gold as Scout, but Scout still needs one more broadsword.
Yeah.
So.
And we see he already has 100 more gold per minute as well.
And Mageman's also 3 levels higher than Scout, so I don't. It's looking bad for TT Sports in my opinion.
It is. Help of the Black Legion just finished on Cthulhu Font, by the way, so he has that now as well, as well as the Mocker Brilliant. So yeah, he's He's becoming a very, very annoying and, well, dominating presence now in this game. As top lane, Valkyrie actually goes down. A little bit of tower commitment right there from our Legion side, so that gets him a kill. But at what cost right here? Leon Black catches Magebane with the War Trap and the Hex, and down goes Magebane. So worth it big time for TTE Sports to get the counter kill. And you see Scout on top of Witchslayer here. But again, by himself, don't know if he's going to be able to get a kill. He's going to use a marksman shot, kind of slow him down a little bit in harassment. But look at that, nice little regen room going to pop up, and
so convenient.
Witchslayer will go ahead and bottle that. Yeah, very convenient right there. So, and yeah, not too much of a big deal. But yeah, that's a good kill, at least on the Magebane here. From our Hellborn side, you think Shrunken Head is priority for a hero like Magebane in this game?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
Shrunken Head, do you think that makes sense here for Magebane?
I actually would prefer Geometer's Bane first, and then maybe a Shrunken Head.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a needed pickup, especially with the Engineer energy field.
Yeah.
And all the stuns on the Hellborn 10.
Oh, we see right here, speaking of portal keys, Hammerstorm going to get cut out by Witchslayer. The follow-up from Glacius. It's not going to be enough for the kill, though. The Calvinists at the last second, and he'll be able to sneak on out of there. Scout opens up with a couple of auto attacks and try to drop Witchslayer, but he is able to get away as well. So we're seeing portal keys popping up all over the place. I mean, Witchslayer has his, Hammerstorm and Polywog Priest have theirs. So we're going to start seeing a lot more gank attempts like that, but that one unsuccessful, and that's definitely a power of Galvanize for you. Top lane, look at Cthulhu on top of Polywog Priest. He has him tongue tapped, but that Mocker Brilliance doing so much work right there. Aluna comes in, assists for the kill, and look at Cthulhu, so much damage coming out. He may get more kills out of this. Oh, but the ports are happening. He's going to get one more on the energy field, actually, right there. Oh, he gets a kill onto Engineer. He's going to run on out of there. He has a trample up in 1 second. He's silenced currently, but you see right there, oh, the 2-second arrow is going to try to turn this, or is going to run away with it. It looks like he's going to go in maybe. The stun happens, but leap at the same time from Valkyrie. So, man, Cthulhu really showing off his power right there of how beefy he is.
He took tower and Engineer ult and Scout ult.
Yeah.
And wow.
Like, he took a lot. that was pretty ridiculous how tanky he was in that fight, so... And, I mean, that may even make the Mocker Brilliance pick up that much better. I mean, the fact that he's able to survive so much right there and still... and only have a Helm of the Black Legion and Mystic Vestments, I mean...
Well, the Mock also helped increase his farm, so he's able to get those items faster.
True.
So...
He's still the top in the game by quite a bit. I mean, 480 gold per minute pretty much. He's up there, so 1,700 gold already saved up. So, you know, Shaman's Headdress into Barrier Idol could prove to be very effective here. If that's what he chooses, or maybe a different route, but I also think Portal Key could actually be a pretty solid choice for him to get some more initiation.
I totally agree. Portal Key and Cthulhu is so awesome.
Yeah.
Especially with the Witchslayer on the team and a Magebane.
Yeah. You know what I missed, though? I missed the Bryce build.
The Bryce with the Insanitarius, other
Sanitarius,
Parasite.
exactly. Milkfat should live up to the Bryce tier. Oh, he's going to go Shaman's Headdress, it looks like, though. So, possible Barrier Idol in the near future. Anyways, safe to sail along that our Legion team is definitely in a much more comfortable spot here.
Oh yeah, as long as they don't mess up, I believe they have this game in the bag.
Yeah.
As long as they don't throw.
Big fight coming up. They get the tower coker through the wall, being locked down. It gets a cone hamster though with the assistance of the team. Wizard jumps to the energy field doing work, however, and gets a couple of kills out of it. Mage being forced to blink away before too much happens here. It ends up being a 2-for-2 exchange. Polywog and Hammerstorm did fall for our Hellborn side, but WTF, again, really charging in here. Oh, he has Cthulhu Fawn. He is very low on mana, though, but he gets that kill on Cthulhu Fawn. Look right there, tearing him up, taking advantage of that disarm ability, and he's going to chase down a Luna now. Luna, though, great deja vu at the last second because of the lack of mana on a Scout. It's going to be close, actually. He does not have another Vanish. Ghostbusters, yes, he will get close enough, and he picks up the kill. Wow, that was a quad kill. Holy crap. But Moravis did get a kill on Witalaba while that was happening. But yeah, that's big for TTE Sports. And he's now going to run into Magebane even, but Magebane gets away. So that energy field, I think that was a big part of that fight right there.
Oh yeah, totally. Also, I have a question. Is it like Strider's the new Flavor of the Month boots for support heroes? Or...
I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's a mix of people like to go Ghost Marchers, Steam Boots even in certain situations, but I don't know. I think it's just ultimately random like preference for the game, how the farm goes. I don't think there's necessarily a trend or anything like that. I don't know why you don't like it on these guys.
I mean, on Witchslayer it's fine. I'm not a big fan of it on Glacius.
Yeah.
Engineer, it's preference.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Steam Boots or Ghost Marchers do you prefer most of the time?
I prefer Ghost Marchers, and for the most part, unless I'm mid, then I like Bottle.
Yeah.
Then I'm not a big mid player, so.
Right on. Well, they got the Striders on those 3 heroes there, but you see that this is what we're talking about. You know, Rune Cleaver, a big advantage of this for heroes like Mage and Scout is that they start tanking those, not tanking, but farming those triple stacked Ancients, and that's both credit to the team of stacking them in the first place as well as the actually going to do them. So Scout right there, I mean, his GPM is catching up to Mageman actually. And remember we talked about that, how he was about 100 behind even with Mageman getting it first, but you know, he's closing that gap by quite a bit, and we'll see whether or not he's able to fully catch up to him. But oh, this is not going to help things out for our Hellborn team, which there jumps Engineer. Engineer comes out with the Kegstone, though he misses it, but Magebane blinks in and steals the kill. Not necessarily steals, but
no, they definitely planned it for Magebane to get that kill.
I said steal but yeah, that's definitely not a steal. That's a very smart play there for our Legion team. So 5 versus 4 right now, especially without Engineer. 25 seconds, they're going to get another easy tower kill. And this will mean only 1 secondary tower will remain here for our Hellborn side, and that being in the middle lane. So, good job for them. Scout, by the way, going Shield Breaker. So, he is remaining to be very squishy in this game. You like that?
I mean, he has 1400 HP and, well, roughly 1400 HP and Mystic Vestments, so he's not that squishy.
No, I was talking about Scout.
Scout... he's. I mean, what is he gonna get? Is he gonna get like a shrunken head? Then that's like the only thing he can do. You don't see a Helm of Black Legion on Scout.
True.
Because Witchslayer can still jump him, mini him, stun him, ult him, and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he hasn't picked up Mystic Vestments though on Scout.
Yeah, that's at the very least, yeah, something like a Mystic Vestments. Maybe a safe option here. Nice arrow coming out. Witchslayer gets also stunned by the Hammer Sword stun, and you see Scout opens 483 crit, I believe I saw right there. So, again, he's showing that disarm, especially, can get some good burst damage out of it when he opens out of that vanish. So, that was a great arrow, though, again by Waitalaba. Talked about that earlier, how not usually the Valkyrie player that you would expect, but he definitely plays it pretty solid. They're going to go for Conqueror now, too. And I don't think our Legion team, they definitely know this is happening, but I just don't think that they feel confident they can stop. And it's going to be close. They're sending in an illusion right here with Cthulhu, maybe try to scare them, but no. Conqueror's going to go down. Scout will get a token of life. And, I mean, you talk about game changers. Obviously, Conqueror is usually a big part of that. Now, I still feel Clan Milk is pretty comfortable, but TteS Esports, they're climbing back up here.
Yeah, it's the teamwork that TteS Esports has. You can tell. Everything they do, when they in team fights, they focus target the right hero. It's just the teamwork's coming down to it right now.
Farmed Magebane versus a farmed Scout. If everything was even, if they both just went all out, you know, 45, 50 minutes into this game, who has the advantage?
Oh, you put me on the spot with that one.
It was coming.
I believe Scout has the advantage because, like the silence, Magebane can't blink away. Yeah, I'm gonna get blamed for that, but
I think in the end, it's ultimately a team. I mean, obviously, there's never going to be a scenario where they're just, well, I won't say never, but very rarely a scenario where they're just simply 1 versus 1. I mean, after all, it is a team game, so maybe that is the safe answer, but...
yeah, that's the safe answer. I just think, because Magebane's going to go farm the jungle, and if Magebane ends up farming the same jungle as Scout, Scout can just pick him off with the silence and the vanish, so...
I think that's where, exactly, Scout has the advantage, that he will be a little bit sneakier when it comes down to it, and...
In essence of like a 1v1 scenario, I would say he has the advantage in a team fight scenario. Magebane probably will have the better advantage.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, it kind of seems like we're almost getting to... Well, not that that's surprising again, but we're getting to a game like that, where this could very likely... continue to move on into that very later game stage. I mean, right now safe to say we're in the mid game. We're 30 minutes in here. But both Scout and Magebane, their farm continues to increase. But I gotta keep giving it to Milkfat, man. I mean, He's at 490 GPM now. It just continues to rise and rise, and he
It's at
remains top.
3,700 gold again.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, he has enough for Barrier Idol easily. I'm a little bit surprised he just hasn't purchased that yet, but I guess Behemothsar, maybe he's just working straight for that now. I mean,
He can get Barrier Idol and a Bulwark. There's no Bulwark yet on the Legion side.
yeah, none on either team for that matter. That's actually, that seems like an item that's died down quite a bit, but oh, Cthulhu gets torn up right there! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! I mean, tanky or not, Scout just opened. I mean, I know that there was team support there, but Scout did most of that damage, it looked like.
Yeah, but that goes back to having portal keys with the Scout.
Yeah. It sets it up so nicely. You got the portal key Polywalk Priest to jump in with a Scout Invisible right next to you, and you're not getting away, so... look at that!
Polywalk's also works really well with Scout because of the morph and the tongue tie keeping him still, so...
Yeah. Yeah, that's obviously a downside for any melee carry, just the kiting purpose, but when you got your support there to help you, that's where it counts. Look at the damage tab, by the way, the hero damage. Scout's leading the way.
Holy cow.
60%, yeah. I don't know.
That's interesting, especially because Cthulhu has a mock.
Yeah. That's why I am a little bit surprised at that. I mean...
That's very surprising, actually.
The Scout's not necessarily a hero that's constantly beating on other heroes. I mean, he's doing a lot of farm, obviously, and the occasional burst out of a hero, but he's the top hero damage in the game. And like you say, Cthulhu with a mock even, and Witch Slayer has been very active. But no, that goes to show you the power of him. And you compare it to Mageman, only 9% compared to 16%. So
The thing with Scout is while you're farming, if you run into like a support, you can 3-shot him.
yeah,
And they won't see it coming. As to where a mage main, they'll have wards on the map and they'll see you blinking, so it's much harder. So when Scout not only gets good creep farm, he also gets easy support pickoffs.
yeah. All right, Shrunken Head just finished on Moravius. He did go the Frostburn initially, by the way, and I guess worth getting your insight on that. I mean, do you think that was the correct choice here?
I don't know. I've been seeing lots of people pick up Frostburn Lane, like even on like Dark Lady they get the Frostburn. I think it's just strictly for the slow and the attack speed and movement speed and everything. I'm not up against it. I think it's fine.
Now, what about it? This is a strange option here. I'm not saying it's something that we should expect to see, but what about something like a Null Fireblade on Scout? It seems like that, good agility gain and obviously good damage, and then the fast attacking that he has coming out of the Vanish could be very effective with the mana burn.
I think that's a good item to get. The thing is, most scouts would rather have like a Shrunken Head and a Savage Mace with a Shield Breaker and like the typical scout items most of them would rather have.
Yeah.
Unless you're up against like a Jereziah or something.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what WTF goes for. Well, he has a Mighty Blade, so obviously I'm expecting a Shrunken Head here. Ice Brand wouldn't make sense seeing as he has a Shield Breaker, so yeah. Cthulhu did go Soul's Bulwark, so he does have that now. I wonder, maybe after that death he realized, alright, maybe I need more armor.
So he's going to end up turning that into a Demonic Breastplate, I assume, then instead of finishing off his Barrier Idol.
Well, see, that's actually a very good point here, because I'm looking at this Hellborn team, and honestly, there's a lot more physical damage as this game progresses than magical damage, that's for sure. I mean, you got Valkyrie, Hammerstorm, even Polywalk Wards, and then Scout, of course. So, and speaking of Cthulhu, he's trying to take this damage, but is it going to be enough? You see the Shrunken Head even activated. They're going for the kill the marksman shot. Yes, it is going to be enough right there. Well played in the end. Cthulhu tried to get away, be a little bit sneaky, but it wasn't going to happen, and that shows you right there. I mean, Cthulhu, he's damn tanky, but he gets caught out by a Scout Hammerstorm. He ain't surviving.
If it goes back to saying with the Scout farming can take off heroes with portal key heroes such as like Hammerstorm and Polywalk Priest.
Yeah.
Yo.
But yeah, no. Again, back to that point though. I guess where I'm kind of getting at too is, well, no, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, but I guess like like Frostfield play could become more likely of a possibility on a hero like Cthulhu later on because of that. But you said Demonic. I think that definitely makes sense because of the situation. I'm trying to think, I guess, for Magebane, but obviously at this point Demonic would just be overkill on him, especially if Cthulhu goes for 1-2. And then you got, what about like Barbed Armor?
Barbed Armor is really good at Scout if you can pop it when he's attacking you.
Yeah.
I actually hope the Magebane goes Wingbow.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I think it'd be a really good item.
I was going to say that earlier, but something tells me a Scout's going to go Savage Mace. That just seems like such a Scout item.
Yeah, the idea would be to get the Wingbow and beat them before Scout gets the Savage Mace, but Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he
Like,
has
but
a
he
second
picked up
head.
Abyssal Skull, actually. Interesting.
Oh,
That means
scouting?
no, Mage Bane. That must mean they're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
start pushing soon with the Bulwark and the Abyssal Skull.
Hmm.
This is what I would think.
No, but that makes sense. Abyssal Skull definitely, again, we just talking about armor. I mean, what better item than, Abyssal Skull to help with the armor situation. Obviously, Demonic Breastplate the next in line, which I'm sure Cthulhu will find. I would kind of hope, honestly. I mean, we talked about Barrier Idol, but yeah, I think Shield or Demonic Breastplate makes so much more sense here now with the situation. So we'll see. Well, MilkFat eventually does here. By the way, going back to your question earlier about the Striders, I noticed chat, obviously with the delay, it takes time to catch up, but chat was bringing up the point that it's because of the Grave Locket, actually. Because you have to invest gold into the Grave Locket. Not that you necessarily have to, but it's a much better, more efficient use of the gold, I guess, is where...
Oh, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah. So
But
instead...
the Strider heroes haven't got the... Oh, that's true. That's actually a really good point. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Cthulhu Fun again, getting jumped to supports here, but there's nothing that they can do! Glacius and Mage Bane just sat there watching their teammate die. Aluna gets picked off as well. I mean, I can't blame them, but that just sucks. Witchslayer also going to get caught, and Clan Milk is falling apart at the seams right now. It just seems like they're completely lost in that fight right there. Arrow is going to miss, but Scout is chasing. Now there comes a portal key from Paul. Oh my God. Glacius just got two-shot.
Beautiful shrunken head by Leon Black right there. I don't know if you saw that. He was going on Cookie's Witchslayer, and then Glacius tried to freeze him, and he popped his shrunken head right in time.
Yeah.
This is really well played by TteS Sports.
Yeah, no doubt well put on their part, but, man, Clan Milk, that was a case of, you know what, Cthulhu Font got picked, your team wasn't there to fully support, Mage Bane and Glacius just literally sat there while he died, and it's a case of, you know what, just run. Just get the hell on out of there. You're not going to compete in that fight. There was clearly some confusion there for their team. And
yeah, they were all over the place that fight.
Really made it unfortunate in the end because they ended up losing 4 heroes when it really should have only been 1. So that was a big fight for our Hellborn team, and the numbers are starting to show that. I mean, Scout, he's now up to 462. Sure, Mage Bane is leading the way at 500 GPM now and counting, but the Hellborn team seems like they're constantly just going up and up and up. And
I guess I'm eating my own words earlier when you asked about it, and I was like, yeah, I think Climo's got it as long as they don't throw.
Yeah.
And now we see people getting picked up all the time and bad positioning and...
A lot of credit to TteS Sports, though. Again, that's... Polywalk, I think Leon Black has definitely been a big part of... Ooh! I see that right? I think Brutalizer just purchased by Scout. Yeah. How about that choice?
I actually like it. I see it happen a lot on Scout, especially against like Blink Heroes and stuff like that. I think it's good. The chances of it proccing is very high with Vanish, so...
Yeah. Yeah, with that crazy attack speed coming out of that, so... Yeah, definitely I guess it is safe to say, this is one of the few heroes maybe in the game that Brutalizer can be considered a actually pretty powerful item on, so... yeah, so Brutalizer picked up by Scout here. That's proves to be his next item of choice, and yeah, it does go back to that Wingbow option for Mage Bane being still a very, very likely possibility. But at this point, I mean, it kind of... I don't know, you don't have to, obviously, but it seems like having a Frostburn, you're almost intrigued to split it up. Almost not forced, but you want to split it up before you get anything else at this point. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see if he
the
does.
Geometer's Bane is such a good item on Mage Bane, so he will probably end up getting that next. However, I think as long as TteS Sports, gets their safe Kongor, take about 1 or 2 more minutes, finish off any items they need, they will probably push and most likely win the game.
Wow. Yep, Conger goes down. They get the token of life. In comes the Legion team just after their Conger kill. But it looks like the Legion team, they're the ones playing. Oh, Mage Bane just got turned on. And he nearly got 2-shot, it seemed like. As soon as Scout opened, he was just dead. Cthulhu Fog has Storm Spirited in the air, trying to trample away. But you see that 670 crit right there from Scout coming out, even on Cthulhu Font with so much armor, 21 armor there. Wow. I mean, Clan Milk, they've just completely lost their presence in these fights. They had a lot of it early on, but these last 15 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, since Scout has started to get really got that shield breaker, that was the turning point, it seemed like, in this game.
Yeah.
It's just so much damage.
12k gold advantage, I believe it was.
They were up there, yeah. Well,
it's not over yet.
No.
Of course, you can get somebody. They can pick them off and blah blah blah. But It's definitely not looking good.
Well, no, see that's the thing. It's definitely not over. I think it's a case of the momentum is on our Hellborn team's side right now. This game is not over though by any means. I mean, there's still plenty of game left. I feel, and a big part of that, Magebane still is the top farm in the game. Cthulhufon's still following up very nicely. And Witchslayer is even picking it up quite a bit himself. In fact, he's going to jump right here on a Valkyrie, and you see that damage. Oh, the Stormspeed at the last second. One more auto attack. Yes, he is going to get it before the leap away. So gets the kill right there. So as you mentioned, and this seems like a repeating record, but as long as they can get picks here and there, then by all means, there's still a chance for our Legion team. So that's definitely a step in the right direction there. But I think momentum is no doubt on the Hellborn side. But yeah, we definitely still have a hell of a game here. When it's all said and done. So I am intrigued to see where Scout follows this up. You see his inventory currently. He doesn't necessarily have an open slot. I mean, he has a token of life, obviously, but that you got to plan to have that in a game like this, in situations like this, at this point almost. So
He might end up just saving for buyback.
Yeah.
After
have buybacks happened yet? No. Oh wow, actually a couple have. Holy crap, we haven't even talked about that. Oh, we do see initiation. Oh my god, Witchslayer again just melts to the ground. Magebane on top of Hammerstorm doing a bit of damage, but in comes Scout. The silence is going to be used, and Magebane just always falling, but maybe able to get away. Looks like a nice talent at the last second. And yes, he's going to be fine. In comes Energy Field, trample away from Cthulhu. Scout just sitting in the midst of that, and you see they were able to snipe down Magebane right there. I believe the marksman shot got him. Hat trick coming out for Scout. Again, it just seems like Clan Milk, they're just not, the coordination is just not there. I mean, they keep getting caught, and they're almost forcing these team fights when they shouldn't be.
A big problem with that, too, is like they have a scout, so they can keep putting eyes down to counter ward any wards that would be around them. So it's also very hard for Clan Milk to keep up vision, stop from getting picked off as well.
Yep. He's a scout right there, even doing some damage to the tower. Way before the creep wave is here. But yeah, this is going to be a huge tower push. But that goes back to what I was just going to talk about. Look at the buybacks that have been used. I don't even think we mentioned that, but 1 on Magebane already, now 2 on Milkfat on the Cthulhu, which he just used the second one, and then 2 on Cookies on the Witchslayer. So they're down to only 5 total buybacks between their 5 heroes here. So they've actually used quite a bit, where TteS Sports hasn't used any. So, and again, in a game like this, where it's going to that later game stage, it's proven to be somewhat back and forth, pretty even. That's huge. That's big time for the opposition here. So, Scout is being a scout and scouting things out, but he's going to turn around and meet up with the team. I have a feeling, though, they're going to go back in, and here we go. The arrow is going to hit Cthulhu Fawn. In comes initiation. Cthulhu Fawn gets jumped on with the ward trap. In the meantime, the support getting picked off. Aluna using that Void Talisman. Very smart item choice for her, able to help get her away. While Magebane jumps in, and he gets CC'd immediately. No Shrunken Head used. He jumped in without the Shrunken Head used. He gets dropped immediately after. And honestly, it's getting to a point of Clan Milk maybe thinking about conceding soon. No buyback from Magebane, not enough money. There we go.
Yeah, there's a GG well played.
I hate to say it. I like Clan Milk just as much as you. I mean, obviously I think they're a good bunch of guys. They say this all the time, but they threw this game to an extent. They really did. I mean, they had some poor positioning choices in some of those team fights. They were trying to help one another where they just simply shouldn't have been. They had every right to win this game, and they didn't. So
I totally agree.
That's unfortunate for them, but TteS Sports at the same time, they capitalize, and that's what you got to do as a good team. Take advantage of your opponent's mistakes when you get them, and by all means they did, and we got to see WTF on Scout dominate a freaking game, that's for sure. We got to see the power of Scout that game.
I love seeing heroes like Scout that don't get played often dominate in competitive game.
It reminds me of, I mean, there's several performances. Those are the games that really stand out, too. I mean, again, I've been doing this for maybe 2.5 years now. There's several games that stand out, but a lot of them consist of those heroes. I mean, we got Favi's Nighthound performance. We got Hani on Rampage. We got WTF No on Scout. I mean, it's just...
that mid-keeper?
Mid-keeper the Forest by Favi again, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was something. So, yeah, this could definitely be another one of those. I mean, he showed the power of Scout. The unfortunate thing about that is, though, we don't see them too often still. And I think that's going to be the case here. But it was cool seeing a dominating performance. So they take the series 2-0 as well, with that said. And they are moving on to the grand finals. Who they play, I don't know how the other series is going, to be honest.
Between TDM and AFK, right?
Yeah, those two teams. So we'll have to get an update on that before... in fact, let me actually see if...
Yeah, I'm checking right now, too. What game are they in?
They're in game 2, it looks like. TDM, wow, stomped the first game, 15-minute concede. And game 2...
The AFK went in with an all-in push strat with Valve, Tree, DS, Torture, and Polywog Priest.
Didn't work out too well.
Nope.
Game 2 looks pretty even here. So they're still playing, of course, Trademark versus AFK. They're in game 2 currently. It seems like AFK actually has a slight advantage. They got a farmed Silhouette, but TDM, they got a Dark Lady that's also 4-1-7 being played by Haxerin. So.
And it's TDM's new lineup as well.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued to see them, and possibility we could see them in the finals, but they got to get through Team AFK first. So, but they are playing with Haxerin and Franzi, who's Peter Pan Dam, in place of Sender. Of course, we know now was on the remove for the team or left. I don't know the exact, but and then Z-Freak. I'm not sure what the situation with Z-Freak is, to be honest. I don't know if he is leaving or if he got kicked too, or if they're just simply using somebody else this weekend.
Wouldn't everyone like to know that answer?
Wouldn't everyone? Yeah, that
oh
would be
well,
nice.
too bad I don't know anything.
You guy. Maybe we'll get something. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna